Welcome back to Walker Park for the second game of 3 out here in round 3 of the AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Series, and today's clash between the EFNL and South Metro in the under-15 boys Division 2 game, as we almost get ready to go out here at Walker Park. Thanks for joining us tonight or today on YouTube.
As Kate furiously makes corrections to the numbers, as she always does every match.
One jumper change. Hunter Thiedman, who was wearing the 46, is now wearing the 49, wearing last year's jumper. Great to be out here. Of course, if you'd missed the under-14 girls Division 1 clash just earlier, it was Eston just getting across the line by 4 points, 40-36, in what was a very tight contest throughout all 4 quarters. And I'll switch you on, Kate.
Sorry, but a brilliant game. Absolutely impressed to see the standard of footy for the under-14 girls, and both teams. Massive credit to both their leagues, and I look forward to seeing them in the women's.
Yeah, certainly right, as we're ready to go here for the 15 boys Division 2 game out at Walker Park. Tap down from Cairns. Inside 50 now, chasing this one was Kenneth Brown for South Metro.
It's the first time I've seen under 15 boys games since my son played.
Back a while ago now.
Yeah, back in the dark ages.
Well, we haven't got the clock running just yet either on the electric scoreboard out here. Chasing this one across towards the boundary line was Walker. Handball over the top. Just looking for Linton. South Metro go forward, looking for the first of the afternoon. Who's going to run into this one first? AFNL with the numbers to clear this one. Out of defence.
Lee's just gone up to the timekeeper's box to see if anyone's in there.
So, linking up nicely. Burnett, skipper of the side, towards us. Broadcast wing punched over the line. We get a boundary throw in. And the clock is back on now out here at Walker Park.
Just so you know, the great Elf Molinaro is in the scoreboard, so he was responsible for that time clock issue. I've sorted him out.
So back into play here. Socket off the ground. We get a boundary throw in there. The vice-captain, Lenny Morrison.
Timekeeper a bit distracted by watching his grandson, number 41, was he, Lee?
Actually, no. He did actually note that it was the... apparently when you press the button to start it actually has a 20-second delay. But that was more like a minute.
Yeah, so the South Metro looked to try and clear that one out, and out of bounds on the full. Give the EFNL an opportunity to go forward. Or in fact, he could have been out before.
I think he was out before, Ryan.
Yep, so we'll get the boundary throw in. A couple of minutes into this first quarter, both sides feeling each other out. It was Paris off the ground from Linton, and the mark taken, and Jackson Tabiri.
That was a great intercept mark.
Intercept mark, just about.
Well, he was surrounded by everyone, so sorry. Just for me, just coming out of the pack just to grab it. So it's still a great mark.
Yeah, great mark. Tabiri, who will line up for EFNL's first. and has just missed to the left, so minor score, just the one behind.
And we do have a slight wind that's picked up since the start of this game, so perhaps will be a factor for the guys to take into consideration when on kicking on goal.
So South Metro holding free kick at the half-back line for them. Down the line. And spalled across from Chamberlain. Bit of boundary throw in. Centre wing. Of course, round 3 of the AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Series. The South Metro's numbers around the footy. It was Alter who got the kick away. Henderson towards our half-forward line. Handballed back to Chamberlain. Chamberlain in the pocket. Finds his target in Keach. So Jacob Keach. Be a tough angle from here. The Sam Wiedemann pocket of the ground.
Yeah. But if anyone, like that, the Whitehorse Road end is the pocket that favours kicking from the pocket.
That is a beautiful kick.
So
to perfection, Keach gets his first.
It is the end that if you're going to have to be kicking from the pocket, it is the pocket kicking end for this ground here at Walker Park. It's a bit idiocentric like that. Apologies, my words are failing me today.
So back in the middle, 1 straight 6. South Metro, EFNL 1 behind. 4 minutes into this first term. Out of the ruck there. Going forward was Murto. At the back taking the mark. Is that a 57?
Yeah.
No, we haven't got them on the tee sheet, unfortunately, as South Metro out of defence. Cross towards the boundary line, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
Excuse me for a moment, Brian.
So we'll get things moving again here. Keeping it alive. Handball over the top from Chamberlain, who received this again. Falls out to Abted. Off the ground from Morden. Back over the top from Walker. Towards the corridor. Stolen away from Hooper. His kick was smothered. Murdo's been good early. Back it goes through Paris. Out the back. Bit of work for Flynn to do here. Up against Keach, who's already got 1. Giving away a free kick too, so having a chance to put through his second in just the early stages of this first term. Jacob Keach will line up for goal number 2. So Keach, beautiful kick of the ball. And once again, makes no mistake, he's got 2. He's off to a great start. And as South Metro, they've got the first 2 on the board. EFNL just the 1 behind.
I see Kate's doing a walk around for more
We've got
team changes.
Yeah, a couple of changes, jumper changes with South Metro potentially.
Fortunately, it looks like the team manager actually up in the stands. Well, that could be for the next game.
Well, that might help us. We wait the ball to come back in towards the centre. Lucked out on the conditions at the moment with a bit more sun in this game after what's been a pretty bleak morning in Melbourne.
Gonna have to take the jacket off, it's too hot.
So we do it all again. They've got 2 on the board first, do South Metro. Mark was dropped on centre wing, keeping it in front of himself. Got the handball away in time, did Alter, but it was cut off. And now inside 50, Murto was pushed as he kicked it. He'll be downfield Murdo's been on fire early for Easton, been...
Is that a penalty for... Well,
downfield.
yeah.
So Matthew Driscoll, we're right behind him here, the North Ringwood Junior. Looks just to increase the angle a little bit as he's looking for Easton's first of the morning. It always stays right, might stay in. In fact, just goes through for a minor score. So they're second behind the EFNL. And South Metro lead 2 straight 12. So they kick it back into play. Alter in the pocket. Plays on right away. Looks to clear it out the back. Intercepted by Morrison. Bouncing footy. Dangerous one here for South Metro defenders to mop this one up. Now they want to clear it towards the boundary side. Out of defence. Underneath this one, couldn't quite take the mark. Molinaro there as well.
Ryan, just a quick one. Just had a quick word with the with South Metro's team manager. Their 51 actually looks like a... Their one for 51 looks like a 7.
Oh, so it is just a 51.
So
the white on the blue doesn't stand out too well.
Yeah, but thank you very much to the team manager of South Metro for that. Really appreciate it.
So 51, that is Andrew Burke for South Metro. So ball up back inside, 50. Punch through from Paris. Ball comes out. Alter. Was touched off the boot. Punch forward for Easton. Into the hands out of Thiedman, wearing the 49 today. That ground level was Fuster. It's not going to go through. Just happy to see that through tactically across the line for a minor score. 3 behind EFNL. South Metro 2 straight 12. Played almost 10 minutes into this first term. Clearing kick out of defence. Ball's going to come back. Handled over the top from Morrison. Got off to Butler. And mark taken by Lenny Clark.
Brilliant mark from Lenny.
And will now have an opportunity to put through their first. Might be kicking from far out, but 20 out. Bit of an angle. But always dangerous. Classy small forward. There's Lenny Clark. And off the right boot, he puts through EFNL's first. They move to 139. South Metro 2 straight 12, and he gets his first on the board this afternoon.
Easton has a couple of small forwards. Here, Lenny Clark, I think it's Jackson Tiberi is also another small forward that's been effective for them.
And Lenny Clark, the Blackburn Juniors, has kicked 9 goals in the past 2 weeks to the Blackburn under 15A side. Going to be an important part of today's team for the EFNL. Back to 3 points here. We've just got less than 10 minutes to go in this first term. Caught was Morrison. And it's a holding the ball free kick, so South Metro once again go forward. And a great lead, and the mark is taken once again. And they'll have a good look at this through Jacob Keach, who's already got 2 on the board. It's a hard player to stop. Certainly got a height advantage down there.
Been very impressive this first quarter, like the first 10 minutes of this quarter.
Oh, we've seen him kick accurately on both occasions so far. This one to the left. And just a minor score, but he'd be pretty happy with the start to his game. That moves South Metro to 2-1-13. EFNL 1-3-9. Long kick out of defence. They move it towards far wing. Oh, tried, almost ran into a bit of trouble, but slipping at the wrong time, but still managed to get out of it. EFNL with plenty of numbers around this. Handball forward and towards the top of the goal square. And out the back flying was Henderson of Mitcham. So I've got some options right in front of us. One of them Ertz.
South Metro really using the entire field as opposed to Eastern sticking to the wings.
Ertz is off. Looks to go through the corridor. They've turned it over. Tiberi, was he pushed in the back or held? He was. So Jackson Tiberi looks to play on right away. Back towards a hot spot. Flying there was Walker. Couldn't quite bring it down. Almost a free kick there, I think, and it's been paid.
Just back on that, Tiberi going to play on. He went to play on, but the umpire was right in his way. He actually had to
It got in his way, yeah. So Toby Packett was held without it, and he will line up from about 30 out. Bit of an angle down the old scoreboard end of the ground. That kick's not going to get there. Punched over the line for a minor score. So 1-4-10 EFNL. South Metro 2-1-13. 7 minutes to play in this first term. Thanks for joining us across the afternoon on YouTube. Well, 3 games out here at Walker Park live stream. The 15 Boys Division 1 between these 2 leagues to play just after this. It's going to come back inside their forward 50. Apted got it off now. Paris gets through 1 tackle. Long kick, just thumps it as far as he can towards their half-forward line. Going forward, Hooper got the handball off to Dreza.
It's
bouncing ball, might just get there. It does roll through.
Number 32.
So Dreza finishes it off for South Metro's third, 3-1-19 to EFNL 1-4-10.
South Metro's game style, it's quick and it's very fluid, and they're using all of the field. They're not just sticking to the wings or the centre corridor, whereas Eastern's, to their detriment at the moment, just kicking to the packs. They're not looking for the loose players outside of the pack. I really think that that's biting the Eastern at the moment for this game.
Back in the middle again. We've got 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. I know the score was a bit late to start, so are we just going a bit longer than the usual 20 minutes?
I think they know that it was around a minute, so they will probably stop on the clock. It will probably look like 19 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry, it'll probably be 1 minute. It will show as remaining. But then again, they may just let it go.
We'll see
what the scores are like. Yeah,
we'll see how that all plays out. As who's going to get there first? It's Zach Alter.
Walker Park tradition there.
Yeah, had plenty of it early on. Socket off the ground, gaining a lot of territory in front of Hooper. Helping see that across the line is Flynn Pascoe, and it's a minor score for South Metro, 3-2-20 to 1-4-10. And Kate, is the bad weather past us? Are we going to be okay for the?
I don't think so.
That sun's gone, hasn't it? As soon as
we'll just have to wait for Lee, the weatherman, to give us feedback on it. Eastern have the ball at the moment, trying to clear it down towards their forward 50. Metro's jumped in. Again, back into Eastern. Eastern has a few free plays down inside 50 and through for a minor. At the moment, just at Eastern scoring end, which is the old to the left of your screen, that wind is playing havoc just with the kicking. It's coming from in between our commentary box and the old scoreboard, so hopefully this time that'll be taken into consideration.
Well, Toby Backett, who had that behind just before the uncontested mark, will go back and have a set shot. Not much of an angle from here. And again, it's just to the left, so they've had some opportunities early. 1-6-12, they move to EFNL. 3-2-20 South Metro. And they'll kick it in straight away to Ertz. Couldn't quite take it. Got a bit of work to do now. Tucked in towards the boundary, got the handball away to Burke. And his kick was smothered, and over and out it goes. Boundary throwing inside Easton's forward half, trailing this first term by 8 points.
Hopefully this inaccuracy at the moment in this first quarter doesn't come back to haunt Easton later on.
I'd love to get 1 or 2 on the board before quarter time. Ticking across. 3 minutes on the scoreboard, but potentially could be a little bit less with that starting late.
Just an update for you on that weather. I don't think it's going to rain, maybe a little bit in the rest of this game, but then it is going to come down for the next game.
So here goes South Metro. A tap down and clearance out of their back half. Back in towards the middle of the ground. Henderson clearing towards the other side. Was Thompson's kick. They go back. Dangerous one here. They've got a lot of work to do. Big tackle laid, and they'll be holding the ball. No, not quite. So we all up.
Easton really do need to get another goal this quarter, because I think it'd actually settle them and help them with their focus. But yeah.
So a ball up again in the middle of the ground. 2 minutes to play on the clock. That was Butler.
Lucky not to be pinged for a high in that previous tackle.
Not long left before quarter time. South Metro will be pretty happy with the way this first quarter's played off. Thompson socketed inside their forward 50. Lay for Easton. Picked up this time by Zubanovic. Out the back.
Is that pocket?
This is a big opportunity, and well spoiled away from Walker. It looked like he was in good position to take the mark. And it went through for a minor score too. So that moves them 1-7-13 to 3-2-20. 7-point lead to South Metro, and they still want to score out of the last minute here. Down towards centre wing. Across the line it goes, and we're not far away from that quarter time siren. A great crowd in for today's clash between the two sides, or two leagues. Also for the Division 1 game next, Alters kick down the line. Free kick being awarded.
For holding the man.
Gallardo, or in fact it's actually going to go to Drezza. He's had 1 goal this quarter so far in the direction of Keach. He's looking dangerous.
He's
had an impressive first quarter with 2 goals.
He's got the height there. He doesn't have to jump at all, does he? He probably could have, though, for that one.
So grabbing it out of defence there was Seidman. They'll clear it out and avoid conceding a late goal. That was McConnell. And that is it for quarter time. It is EFNL trailing South Metro 1-7-13 to 3-2-20. 7 points in it for South Metro. Jacob Keach has 2, Will Dresser has 1, and for Easton, Lenny Clark has the 1 goal. We'll be back after a quick break here. Welcome back to Walker Park. Second quarter action underway between the EFNL and South Metro. South Metro 3-2-20, leading the EFNL 1-7-13. And Easton quick out the middle. On the end of this is Murto. Be a quick finish and the perfect way to start the second term.
Easton really needed that goal.
2-7-19, EFNL 3-2-20, South Metro, and now we're stuck on the scoreboard at 0-0-0. There's no not going up this time. But what a start that was, and well done to Murdo, who finishes off with his first of the afternoon.
Clock.
Being one of the best players in the
now he's gone the other way.
Opening first quarter. It's back to a point. Tap forward there. Carnes.
Lee, you might need to have a...
Handballed it around to Linton. Linton towards centre half forward. Out the back there, just getting the handball away in time. Off to Fuster, whose kick is to the right. So just a minor score. That moves the EFNL now to 2-8-20. South Metro 3-2-20. So all tied up here in the early stages of the second quarter. Clearing kick out of defence. The mark is taken. And once again, the numbers on the back of the South Metro jumpers make it hard to see on that far side of the ground. It's been a free kick here awarded, and it is going back to, looks like Henderson, who plays on straight away. Was looking to get it to Trezor. Handballing it out of defence was Easton. Down the line it goes. Impressive mark there from the skipper in Cooper Burnett. Kicked 3 goals on Saturday afternoon. Short chip off to Lay.
He was a little quiet in that first quarter.
Lay using the corridor, finding Murdo. Murdo, who has been big, has an option forward and looks to use him. Linton towards the top of the square. Bounces through just for another minor score, and that will move Easton now to 2-9-21. South Metro 3-2-20, although I think we're a point behind on the scoreboard. Been a few issues with the scoreboard today. That, of course, it does look fantastic, the electric scoreboard, as ball comes out to Paris.
And we're 2 minutes into the game and the scoreboard's showing 20.
Chamberlain. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on our scoreboard at least. They look to use this. Oliver got the handball away, now inside 50, bouncing towards the goal square and through for a minor score. So that should move, or should tie things up at 21 apiece. 3-3 South Metro. EFNL 2-9-21. Out of fullback, the EFNL go. It was touched off the boot. He's going to hear from the umpire. It was Oliver underneath that one, wrapped up, and we'll get a ball up centre wing out here at Walker Park.
Easton have been far more proactive this quarter with their attacking and just the use of those loose players out the back, which has afforded them, you know, a goal.
So here's Lenny Morrison, got the free kick. High tackle, passed off right away to Linton. Linton towards the top of the square, standing in front. Great mark. And the EFNL will have a chance to go back through Matthew Driscoll. Strong hands from the key forward, North Ringwood Jr. To put Easton in front. Driscoll lines up and a bit of a floater through the middle. He gets his first, and they've got 2 for the quarter, and that moves them now to 3-8-26, as the scoreboard says. I don't know, maybe I just imagine an extra point to South Metro 3-3-21. We're just going to go with what's on the board because it'll just confuse me more.
Yeah, I think you're right. It would actually be, because it was in that first instance where you were looking for the well, the clock hadn't started. They had scored a point at that point.
Yeah.
And then by the time they got, they did get another one and then the goal. So I think you're probably right.
That's all right. I'm sure it'll figure it out itself at some stage or another. Is almost getting a free kick for a high tackle was Campbell Butler.
Just for time, where are we into the game at this point in time?
Let me get back to you.
So back in the middle again. Handball away from Oliver. It was a quick one now inside 50 here for South Metro. No mark taken. Bit of work to do for the EFNL defence. They able to get this one out. Off towards the far side. Simpkin handballed over the top to Fuster. Goes backwards to Walker. Walker now inside 50. Punch from behind. Fuster got the handball away. Packet off the left boot. Finds a target. And it's Burnett.
Easton's been far more aggressive in their taking on risks and plays with the ball, and it's actually paying off on the scoreboard.
So Cooper Burnett.
We've just gone in 5 minutes, just so you know.
Into this second quarter, thank you, Lee.
So it started at 12:23 roughly.
Cooper Burnett lines up, but it holds its line, kept in play, and finishing it off in the goal square was Caleb Fuster for his first. And South Metro unable to rush that across the line, and what a start it's been to this quarter. I think 3 goals to South Metro zip. So all single goal kickers for the EFNL so far. As the South Metro, Jacob Keach has 2 of their 3. Let's see what sort of response they can get from them in the middle here. Out towards the 45-metre arc, just launches one towards the goals. And just a minor score. That was from Xavier Paris. So just a minor score. That moves them 3-4-22. EFNL 4-9-33, 11-point lead out here at Walker Park. Second term action. The under-15 boys Division 2 clash.
Easton have really come out of the gate this quarter.
Been impressive. They moved this ball down the line again. The mark was dropped and gives a chance now. Run down and tackle. So they're holding the ball, free kick.
South Metro's, in comparison so far to that first quarter with them, they're just slightly flatter.
Oh, Paris got the handball off to Henderson. Just got his hands off in time before he's run down. Back inside their forward half. Cromer picked up there by Scully, got the handball away. Ball falls out to a number 9. We don't have a number 9. Is
it for Southern?
For South Metro. Ball comes back out. And that kick will result in a boundary throw-in. I reckon I've seen it a couple of times, but I didn't want to say it because the numbers are sometimes a bit hard to see on that light blue jumper.
They are.
Number 9 is Jack Miller, coming today.
Jack Miller. All right. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Ball in a dangerous spot here. Hooper was around it.
And we also sorted out that extra point on the scoreboard. We'll see if that's correct by the time the goal umpires collaborate at the end of the quarter.
Beautiful is kicked down the line, cut off by South Metro, and they moved this ball nicely. Better the last couple of minutes for them.
Metro's picked up their tempo.
Skewley. It's a 1-on-4. Gave Keach a lot to work against. Clearing kick. They've done this nicely. The mark is taken by Lenny Clark. Already has 1 for the day. Mark dropped that time.
He's been really effective, not just in scoring, but on the ground as well, with his second and third efforts. So has number 8, Tiberi for Easton.
Well, there was Lenny Clark again, who got him inside 50, but the numbers all favour South Metro. Thompson was one of those, and now in the hands of Lewis Hooper. Hooper hits his target, and Chamberlain played on right away. It was touched off the boot, so it doesn't matter if Keach takes the mark. Swung around onto the right.
Oh, that's a massive
off one
kick.
step,
Oh.
hits the post.
That would have been a brilliant goal from outside the 45.
Certainly by far their most dangerous forward. A head taller than just about everyone on the field.
And with a thumping kick.
So the intercept mark taken there by Luke Oliver. It's the short option. There's two of them in good hands, and it's Troy Morton who'll be kicking from just outside the arc. He decides to go back and take the set shot. Doesn't look...
He looks a little hesitant, doesn't he?
Like he was just sussing out the options. Morton from outside 45 and into square. It's that man again, Jacob Keach, who uses
like
his height to his advantage.
He actually did jump then too.
So Keach lines up, no mistake from 15 out. He's got 3 in the first half, and that brings the margin back to 4 points. 4-5-29. South Metro trailing EFNL 5-3-33. About halfway through this second term, as
Metro was sluggish, but initially to start this quarter, but they've picked their tempo back up to where it was in that first quarter. Eastern, I'm really pleased to see how they've upped their intensity.
Absolutely, it looks like we've got 6-6-6 rule going in favour of South Metro.
We've had a lot of that, not just in interleague at the moment. We've also had that in our senior games as well.
Out the back, they've got a couple options, but ball comes out to Deedman. Clearing kick. Molinaro was smothered. Across the line it goes. So in front of the old scoreboard out here at Walker Park. (4-9) plays 4-5. EFNL leading. Of course, the Division 1 game to follow between both leagues. Handballed away there from Oliver.
Where are we with time?
Big tackle late. Molinaro involved again. Breaking through a tackle. Got it off to Hudson. Bit of a dangerous kick towards their centre half back line. Picked up here by South Metro on the left boot. Just to the left. So a missed opportunity there from Zach Alter. But brings the margin back to 3 points. 4-6-30 to 4-9-33.
And that's about 12 and a half minutes, 13 minutes.
Left of the quarter.
No, played. So around 7 minutes to go.
Thank you.
Juggling mark just got enough of it, did Zach Molinaro. Son of the EFNL Life member, Adam Molinaro. Donny East. Kick out of defence is turned over. Is coming right back in the direction of Keach.
Keach is just deadly in that forward pocket, in that forward goal square. He just...
Oh, he's got 3 for the afternoon so far. It's certainly going to be a hard matchup and one to figure out across the afternoon. Doesn't miss. He puts it through for his 4th.
The thing is, too, he's got the height and the body, so they can't out-body him. They just need to have it not go to him in the first place.
So
Eastern.
That moves him to 5-6-36. EFNL 4-9-33 as we approach half-time out here at Walker Park in the Division 2 game. Second of third game.
A little bit more rain about to come over, even though it doesn't look like it because the sun is streaming in, but I see a rainbow over to the right, and that's where it's coming from.
Oh, fantastic, because South Metro out of the middle again. They've really picked up the intensity in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Went the don't argue. It was going nowhere. Great tackle there by Campbell Butler and rewarded. Holding the ball, free kick.
He's been quite workhorse, Campbell Butler.
Been good, Butler. Switches it towards the far side. Had enough of that. Was paid the mark. So coming back
45
to Pascoe.
Yep. Another quiet workhorse.
And right on cue, Lee, you're right. Just started pouring down out here.
Someone called me Norm Beeman a couple of weeks ago, and funny story is we bought a generator from Norm Beeman, actually. He used to live up in Clonburnane.
So, ball back into play. And across the line it goes from Linton. Boundary throw on far side. Thanks for joining us on YouTube this morning. We're officially ticked into the afternoon now. Round 3 of the AFL Victoria Metro Junior Development Series.
With Eastern, I think, you know, they're kicking to the pack. They need, again, they need to just take a moment to have a look at their loose players that they do have just outside that pack.
Mark dropped by Henderson.
It did them well in the first few minutes of the game where they scored those 2 quick goals. So I think they just really need to take a moment, a brief moment to look for those loose players.
We get another stoppage inside 50. A 3-point lead to South Metro. Of course, in round 2, played on Saturday. EFNL had a massive win, 80 points over Frankston. Ball comes out here. That was Linton towards the boundary line. Over and out it goes. As the South Metro, they fell short to Yarra Junior Football League by 22 points. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out today. Burnett over the top, behind. The handball was cut off. It was by Morrison.
Well, there's only 3
Clearing
points in
kick.
it.
Out towards the middle of the ground. Almost went the soccer off the ground, but missed it. Picked up there by Morton. Towards the half-forward line for South Metro. Handballed it back, Thompson. Thompson again involved. To Oliver. Ball going nowhere at the moment. We might get another stoppage on that far side.
South Metro's speed is getting Eastern at the moment, just with how they quickly get it down the field. There's some great matchups on the field, but Eastern, as Ryan has already alluded to, doesn't quite have an answer for, you know, an opposition for number 54 Keach for South Metro.
I might be coming back in his direction. Danny in front there, couldn't quite take the mark. Ball comes back out to Alter as we might get a stoppage here. So they're just sorting out my lunch menus.
Yep. Mitcham, very generous today.
Very good. Thank you for hosting us today, Mitcham. What's on the way? I think Tiger Burger, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I was saying to you earlier off air, I've been here certainly when seniors have cooked us Tiger Burgers. Let's see if the junior team can live up to the expectations.
Just as good. I'm looking forward to it. That's a half-time to...
You guys are shockers. It's about footy, not your tummies.
I'm on a no-sugar diet, not a no-bacon diet.
Driscoll back over. Can Easton get one late in the quarter? 2 players clashed with one another. Ball comes back down the line. Out the back. Clean pickup. They go backwards. Molinaro. And now they look to switch. Who's Simpkin?
Yeah, much better from Eastern having those loose players.
Simpkin.
Oh.
Kick was a turnover. Fell into the hands of Henderson. Now could they get him back on the transition? Alter takes the mark. Has players over the top. And you know where he's going. Well defended that time. Away from Keach. That was nicely done there by Mitchell Levy. He was giving up plenty of height in that contest, but he won that battle, and just a minor score for South Metro. It's 5-7-37 to 4-9-33. A rough time of what we've got left, Lee, in this second term?
Probably less than a minute.
So not long to go.
Maybe a minute and a half at the most.
They even look to clear it out. Ball back over the line, and we'll get another boundary throw in. And a good contest again by both sides today.
Again, another close game with only 4 points in this. And Ryan,
Last game separated by 4 points itself as well, and it looks like we're going to...
if you look to your right, your burger's
Oh.
coming in.
Thank you. Perfect service here from Mitcham. Always love coming out here at Walker Park. So, ball brought back into play. Handball over the top of the head was cut off by Butler. And gang tackle there will get a ball up. In the defensive half of the ground for Easton. Trailing by 4 points late in this second term. A free kick been awarded. It's going South Metro's way. Holding of the jumper, and
A siren will go here, I think.
so it could be kicking after the siren if we are correct on that time.
Well,
Gallardo.
South Metro's settled it right down, so I think the word's gone out from the runners that we are at time.
There is the siren to extend the lead out to 10 points. Gallardo kick on the way to the right. So just a minor score let off for Easton. 5-8-38 South Metro. Easton 4-9-33. Don't go anywhere. It's a 5-point ball game out here at Walker Park. We'll be back in a minute for the second half. Welcome back to Walker Park for the AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Series. The under-15 boys Division 2 game currently at halftime here. We're about to go for the third quarter between the AFNL and South Metro. It is South Metro with a 5-point lead, 5-8-38 to Eastern Football Netball League 4-9-33 as the umpire holds the ball up for the third term. And here we go. Action underway for the third quarter. We're going to do it all again. We're going to get another ball up. Thanks for joining us on YouTube for today's clash. This time one out of the middle by Eastern. A long kick towards centre half forward, standing underneath that to take the mark. Masako. He'll put it towards centre wing. Try and link up the handball over the top. Balled away from Gallardo. Ball comes out to Archie Lay. Lay moving the ball down the line. Mark taken. They use the outer wing. All over the top. Trying to get through there, McConnell. Ball going nowhere, so we'll get a ball up far side. Thanks for joining us on YouTube today. Of course, the Division 1 game between South Metro and Eastern to follow this. Pressure from both sides on that far wing. Handball out from Packett. And now they get it towards their half-forward line. Trying to spoil that over the top was Morrison. Standing underneath it for South Metro. The mark was taken and, again, straight to where it came from.
Nice
and
mark
back into
by
the hands of Driscoll.
Nice mark by Eastern. Unfortunately,
I think it was a push in the back.
Yeah, hands in the back.
The South Metro now move the ball quickly. A great intercept mark there from the skipper in Cooper Burnett. Looks to play on towards us on broadcast side. Turned over now into the hands of Will Chamberlain. Chamberlain has the option over the top to pass it to. Schooley goes towards. It is a free kick, so the mark, or not the mark, but the free kick going towards Miller, who's a late inclusion
this morning.
Again, probably similar type of position that Jacob Keach kicked the first goal of the game down this end of the ground.
But we know with Walker Park, the White Horse end of the road of the field, it does favour pocket kicks. Let's hope I haven't given him the call as jinx.
Miller's a bit of a floater towards a goal square, kept in, put on the boot there was Schooley. Didn't really end up going anywhere, bounced out of bounds, and probably not the worst result for South Metro. They'll keep it in their forward half a little bit longer. And
Kate, traditionally that's also the end that Ryan chooses to park his car behind those goals. Have you done that today, Ryan?
no, I'm actually out the back today.
There you go.
As the umpire's called something. Might be just coming back and doing it all again. My car has been hit a couple times here, I think.
You're trying to write it off.
Yeah, it's pretty close to it. My old Corollas. Ball brought back into play again. And
Great
important tackle from Archie Lay, because would have walked into an open goal if not. Tried to get that one over the top of his head, Gallardo. He's kicked the smothered out of bounds. Again, we'll get another boundary throw in.
Great pressure from Eastern. And just letting you know, the clock's back working. We're 16 and a half, 3.5 minutes into the game. With
Punched
16
away
and a half
towards
left.
the centre of the forward line. Eastern will breathe a sigh of relief there as the shot is missed. 5-9-39 South Metro, 4-9-33 Eastern.
So
the ball to
goal
be
in
brought
it.
back. Mitchell Levy will take the kick in for Eastern. A Roval Junior. And a strong lockdown defender. Ball comes back out. Numbers over the top. And I'll look to use this one again. Paul kicking down the field. And the mark is taken
Again, Easton had a closer loose player that he could have targeted.
So Linton got the handball away, breaks through. This is a little bit better over the top. Who's going to run onto this first? Tracking it, couldn't quite pick it up. Ball falls out to Tabiri.
Oh.
Kick forward. Trezor got onto it first. His kick was turned over. Collision on that far side. Tabiri again. And it was out of bounds, so ball will come back and Gallardo won't be able to take possession of this one.
Opportunity for Easton to keep it in there, forward 45.
Ball brought back into play. Can they get the first of the third term? Spark them spells going forward. So we get another ball up. Pressure from Packett. Been good in the opening half out here at Walker.
Again.
Clearing it out against South Metro. One-on-one contest. Free kick being awarded. And a high free kick, and it'll go the way of Troy Morton.
Again, both teams evenly matched with their pressure, their defence, their offence.
Oliver has numbers inbound. Finds one in Chamberlain. For Will Chamberlain. Towards the top of the square. There he is again. Keach fell into his lap. Spun around. Mark taken in the back pocket here for Easton. Looked to play on straight away. Simpkin taking the mark on the chest.
That was a great save by Easton.
Simpkin down the line. No one able to take a clear grab at it. Punching it towards the boundary again. Seeing it over this time. We'll get a boundary throw in front of the Easton coaching box. Andrew Smith, senior coach down there for the under-15 Division 2 side. Just ask him how many premierships he's won at Vermont. Quite a few. Ball brought back into play. Burner got the handball off. Towards the centre half forward line.
High.
And certainly getting a bit of feedback from
The crowd.
everyone in the grandstand. We've got so the ball up outside, forward 50 for Easton.
Good crowd for this game, as was for the other game.
So
previously.
Zubanovic's kick out of bounds, and we'll get a boundary throw in once again. Bit of a slow start to this third term, the first 7 minutes. No goals kicked just yet. South Metro 5-9-39 leading Easton 4-9-33, 6-point margin. And a tight first half. Tackle applied. High kick up and under, ball towards the boundary line. We'll do it all again.
Both teams equally showing about the same amount of exhaustion from that first half, because it was a very intense first half.
So Carnes tapped it down, picked up cleanly, spun around. That'd be a beautiful finish if he can just sneak it through. Couldn't quite. Butler bolts up.
Easton chipping away at the score, taking it back down to a 6-point margin. But Easton 4-10-34 to South Metro 5-9-39. And the rain has begun again.
So the ball to be brought back into play where, as you said, ticking into the second half of the third term. South Metro out of defence. Bit of a
Tackle without ball.
without him, so
Into the back as well.
ball coming back to Toby Packett here on the 45-metre arc.
He's been really great all game.
He has. Puts it towards the hot spot and just falls into the lap of a teammate in Campbell bowled up. Who can line up and put through their fifth and the first goal of this quarter.
And again, not only the rain, but the winds picked up as well.
So the Baronia Junior makes no mistake on that one. And they get the first. They move to 5-10-40 to South Metro 5-9-39. We're coming up to 10.5 minutes gone in this third term. 10.5 minutes to play, sorry. The all-important first goal of the second half.
Ryan, hopefully that goal will, you know, boost Eastern.
So back in the middle again. Tap down favouring Eastern. No one able to make clear possession of it as the rain starts to pour down a little bit heavier. Ball comes backwards, giving Masago a bit of work to do. Tapped in front of himself as Morton. Picked up cleanly. He's off now is Paris. Inside 50 in the direction of Keach. Overdid him and bounced out of bounds.
Understandably so for South Metro. Keach is their target down in their forward pocket. But I think just seeing how now Keach has 2 Eastern players on them, that South Metro might need to look at having another target for
So
goal.
the tap down from Keach straight away, almost the clearance out of resulting in goal, but just minor score. 5-10, 40 apiece now. 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Another great game with a tied third quarter.
Yeah, it was a tight one in the under-14s girls division just earlier this morning. Easton moving the ball down the line, can't quite keep it in, Ken Walker. Tommy Walker, the Bayswood Junior.
I think if we wouldn't have had the rain, that would have potentially have been a score on the board for Eastern. But we knew the rain was going to be a key player in all of the games that we've got today.
That ball brought back into play. Punch from behind. Ball at the back. Fisting it forwards, cut off now, going straight back in towards EFNL's forward half and spoiled into the behind post. So we'll get another boundary throw in, 8.5 minutes gone, third term as the grandstand starts to pack itself with the rain pouring down now. Typical Melbourne winter weather. Ball brought back into play. And not able to get through there was James Murdo's. It was certainly one of the more impressive plays in the first half for Eastern. He might have a blood rule too, so. This play held up just a little bit as we wait for the all clear. That was Bo Masako coming off. So inside 50 for Eastern. Can they get 2 to start the quarter? Wrapped up once more, and we'll do it all again. Another ball up inside the attacking half. Tap down, clearing kick.
Another opportunity for Eastern if they can hang it.
Molinaro, good pressure. Murto, the handball forward. Smart little tap from Huster. Bouncing towards the forward pocket. South Metro under a bit of pressure here. Not 15, called to play on was Chamberlain. Still unable to trouble. And a free kick here too towards South Metro. It's probably the heaviest the rain's been today thus far.
And this is what it'll be like for the next game too.
So for the entire game?
Mostly, yeah. It's going to go between this and a little bit of rain. Don't think it'll stop.
Apted. Well, you heard it there. Spalling from his own teammate there was Chamberlain. Ball comes back out. Driscoll.
Great pressure by both teams in the under the conditions they're playing in. Eastern being effective in having their loose player out the back when they are kicking.
Well, here's the numbers that they've got ahead of themselves. Taking on, everyone was Walker in the direction of Burnett, kept it in front of himself, picked it up, and play over the top, try and get the handball off to Molinaro.
He did.
Socket off the ground by Burke towards the boundary line. Not over just yet as Lay picked up cleanly and out of bounds. So there's a clean pick up in these conditions.
Walker did well there with two on one.
And he was that one out the back that you mentioned, Kate. He was out the back, so he got it.
So we'll get a boundary throw in.
Hot dog.
Tap down. Burnett. Inside 50. Out of defence there. Gallardo. So just a chance to South Metro to get something forward. Socket off the ground there from Chamberlain.
More lunch orders going on there.
Just service, Lee. Great service here. The Mitcham Footy Club. So socket off the ground, gain some territory here for Easton. And the conditions are really going to be tough in this second half.
Yeah, they've really deteriorated. Again, Mitcham looking after us.
It was great to see there was a lot of passion in that play just then, but four different guys all got up, and that was it. There was nothing in it, so it was great.
Fuster got the handball away. Struggled to get rid of this one. Kicked out of mid-air, not 15, called to play on was Thiedman. Now inside 50.
Opportunity for
Socket
Easton.
off the ground, sort of just missed it there was Clark.
Yeah, he was taken high there.
And a free kick has been paid, so now a big opportunity for Easton to get one back and put themselves 6 points up late in this third term. Goals will be hard to come by, and Tommy Walker, who stepped up in this third term.
Easton have been trailing since the first quarter, haven't they?
No, they were in front in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Walker. Slight angle. 25 metres out off the left boot.
Oh.
Sticks it to the left, so just a minor score. It does put them in front, 5-11-41. South Metro 5-10-40. 3.5 minutes played third term. It's only been the one goal kicked from both sides in this quarter. That is a great mark.
One hand.
Bolter. And it is 25 metres, and will now put himself in range, Campbell, to put this one through. And
Butler.
so Bolter lining up on a slight angle out here. 35 metres out, kick on its way, and just to the right.
Okay, sausage and bread and onion, thank you. Thank you.
Hot dog's probably about half an hour away.
Don't worry about the hot dog then. Thank you.
You just forgot to put your thing on mute, Kate.
Sorry.
You heard it here first. Hot dogs, half an hour away. I think they've actually got to go get more from the supermarket.
There you go.
So if you're a bit peckish, pop down.
So 25-metre penalty here too.
And bring some hot dogs with you.
Marching down the field. South Metro.
Both teams equal with having frees awarded. I have been tracking that, Ryan.
What's the stats?
They're
That was it.
they're about equal.
As inside 50. Miller. Clearing kick away. Comes from Levy. Towards the far side. Might just fall into the lap of Walker.
Easton's pressure this quarter has been impressive. Just to keep it predominantly in their forward 45 for the most of this quarter is a credit to them, particularly considering South Metro's defence line.
So 5-12-42 to 5-10-40. Ball brought back into play here. And a free kick awarded, going the way of South Metro, out of the half-back line. So within a minute to play, can either side get one late goal before the final break? Been a Dow struggle in this term as Easton moved the ball down the line. Called the play on was Carnes. Handball forward from Thiedman. Now inside 50, one-on-one battle. Walker did well, played on right away and puts it through just before the eve of three-quarter time. And Tommy Walker gets his first, and Easton moved to 6-12-48 to South Metro 5-10-40, an 8-point lead.
That's a great result for Easton, considering how, most of this quarter Easton have had it in their forward 45. We have less than 10 minutes of this quarter left. As Ryan just said.
Seconds, you mean? It's about to go.
Okay, sorry. And that's it.
So 6-12-48 Easton, 5-10-40 South Metro. We're going to go a break here before the final quarter. Just 8 points in it in this under 15 boys Division 2. Final round of the AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Series in the final quarter of the under-15 boys Division 2 clash. EFNL 6-12-48, leading South Metro 5-10, 48-point lead. Going to this final quarter, Fuster got the kick off the ground. Wrapped up in a tackle there, holding the ball. Free kick going towards South Metro. Rain has subsided just to the moment, but sure to be back across the rest of the afternoon. 15 boys Division 1 game to follow. South Metro taking on the Eastern Football Netball League. Also live streamed via the EFNL YouTube page as South Metro back inside their forward half. Burnett socket off the ground, back in towards the corridor. Chasing this one first, big tackle applied by Lincoln Walker. And we'll get a ball up, centre wing.
That was an excellent one-on-one contest.
Even battle in the ruck, socket off the ground, comes back to Fuster, who now goes inside 50. The handball just missed, and two plays went head to head, and
We have a play
looks like Morrison, it's going to come back that way too as well. As back in the middle there, Packett lost the footy, went back to Thiedman, kick smothered. And a couple of miscommunications from both sides. It's clearing kick forward. Finds Walker. Tommy Walker. Back inside. Murto. Couldn't pick it up.
Walker's having a cracking game today.
Been good in the second half as they look to clear this one out, South Metro. Now towards the half forward flank. Just fell right into the lap of Brown. And hold the ball free kick.
Nice work by Easton.
So it was Flynn Pascoe earning himself a free kick at the half back line. Low darting kick. Ball hits the deck. Now South Metro again looking to put it in the direction of Keach. Out the back. Molinaro couldn't quite pick it up on the full. South Metro trying to claim it. They dragged it back in, but nothing going.
Molinaro and Burnett for Eastern down the back have been great. Just with their pressure and that.
Clearing kick. Just going to come straight back in that same area. Mark not taken, was on the chest. Couldn't quite bring it down. Good Brown. He follows up with a strong tackle inside South Metro's forward half, and get a ball up once more. Tap down that time from Keach. Shot on goal. Has put it through. Zach Alter makes the most of that opportunity, and they go to now to 6-10-46.
Probably lucky to get
6-12-48.
Lucky to get that in the end, because two South Metro players spoiled each other right before it got to him.
It worked out in the end as they bring the margin back to 2 points and have certainly been competitive across the afternoon. Stage has been in front.
I think it's going to come down to both teams' defensive six to...
Well, here they go again. They go forward. Centre half forward kick was smothered.
Eastern needs to talk a little more, because you've got two players going for the ball and almost cancelling
Here's
each
Morrison
other out.
towards a one-on-one out the back. The mark was dropped. Still giving a chance for Packett. Fuster. Bouncing in inside their forward 50. Thrown away.
Eastern needs someone.
Ball comes back out to Linton. Kick was smothered. And over and out.
Thing is, from this position, Eastern need to get people back into. They need to get players back into the goal square, because that's where it's going to go, and there's no one there.
So 15.5 minutes play final term, 2-point lead to the EFNL. Ball over the top. Morden, Walker. Running through a pack, clearing goal. Murdo puts it through. And that's one the EFNL needed. 7-12-54 South Metro, 6-10-46. He's been clean all afternoon.
That's it. Murdo's second for the game.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
One in the second quarter and now this.
So back to 8 points now. Easton leading this one.
The scoreline is very telling for both teams with regards to the amount of pressure that both defensive ends have had on each other with the behinds. Like, I mean, EFNL 7-12-54 to South Metro 6-10-46.
Yeah, that's right. As we're back in the middle again, picking that up cleanly. Stepanovic got it away.
He wasn't expecting that one.
Nice mark from Walker.
So slipping over at the wrong time. Means that South Metro will clean this one up. It was McConnell who slipped over on the half-back line. South Metro down the line. So Henry Apted inside their forward half, balled from behind, bouncing across, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
Great save with that punch from number 35 for Easton and Simkin. Very timely indeed.
13.5 minutes left to play, final term. 8-point lead to Easton. Keach got the tap down. Straight to the hands of an Easton defender. Cross towards the boundary line. Hooper seeing it over. Same position, still tucked away in this pocket. Both sides with a goal each in this final quarter. Out the back. Handled it over his head towards Keach. Wrapped up in a tackle and will go to stoppage. 25 out from goals. Keach goes up. Neither ruckman really getting their hands to it.
All credit to Easton in this half, like third quarter and this quarter so far. They've kept Keach goalless and at most points have had 2 players on him. So
Well, it was Walker who cleared it forward, but great mark in defence there from Burke. And now puts it towards the other side. Paris.
Burke's been a highlight for South Metro.
Paris. His kick out of bounds on the full, so Easton will take possession once more. Thanks for joining us on YouTube this afternoon across the King's Birthday weekend. The final round of the AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Series. Looking to use the middle of the ground. No mark taken. It was Murdo.
Easton
Going forward
clearing
now,
out.
Linton. And the mark taken. Great transition, and Lincoln Walker now with a chance to put the icing on the cake of that play.
Walker's had a great game today. He's been forward, back,
And
very effective.
The North Ringwood Junior. Quite a few North Ringwood Juniors across this particular side. Walker lines up, dead in front, and nails it. And extends that lead out to 14 points. 8-12-60 to 6-10-46 with 11 minutes to play in this final quarter.
It will be interesting to see what South Metro has in response to these 2 unanswered goals from Easton.
Well, particularly if that rain does start to show its face again late, a 14-point lead looks quite handy. A massive win on Saturday against Frankston. The clearance is cut off by Murdo. There he is again, James Murdo. He's an elite golfer, I've heard. Represented Victoria.
Perhaps that's where he gets his eye to aim the ball to.
I'll have to ask him for a few tips. I've been struggling out there. There's Clark towards their half-forward line. Fuster. Ball comes out, breaking through McConnell.
What you're basically saying, Ryan, is when someone asks you what your handicap is, you say your game.
Yeah. There's still an opportunity here for Easton towards the top of the square from Clark. We'll get another stoppage inside 50.
Easton's backline have really stepped it up this final quarter. In fact, I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that this quarter has been predominantly dominated by Easton at this point in time. Looking to see what South Metro can put into play to stop that as we wait for the ball to be put back into play.
So back inside, forward half here for Easton. The handball turned over. Paris played his role well for South Metro. Hard ball to be won here. No one able to take clear possession of it. Seeing it over the line. Here's Ertz. So it's going to take at least 3 kicks to win this game from here from South Metro in 8.5 minutes. A game that's only had the 14 goals combined. This might be a chance because in the direction of Keach, who's able to take this on the chest, leading in front, and he kicked 4 in the first half, 4 of their 6 goals. Maybe line up for goal number 5. Probably been a little bit quieter in the second half, and Easton have certainly put a lot of time into him.
Similar angle to what he had for his first goal.
And he's missed this one to the left, so that moves South Metro to 6-11-47 to Easton 8-12-60, 13-point margin. With 7.5 minutes to play, still plenty of time on the clock to give South Metro every chance as we wait for the footy down the hill. Be brought back into play. Mitchell Levy taking the kick in duties. Quick off the mark and towards us, broadcast side. Packet players fly. Doing very nicely there with Simpkin. Was off to the races. And Lachlan taking the mark in defence, goes back inside 50, just through the hands of Burnett. Plenty of Eastern players around this contest. Ball comes out. Clearing kick out of defence towards the middle of the ground. Important contest to be won here. McConnell has swung around in a tackle, and that is holding the ball, so free kick.
I have to say Simpkin, number 35 for Easton, he's really come into his own this quarter.
Up there was Masako. Couldn't bring it down towards the far side. That ball in a foot race. You're seeing across the line, and
Calling for
Fuster wants that off the boot. Not going to get it though. We'll get a boundary throw in. EFNL 8-12-60, leading South Metro 6-11-47. Ball brought back into play.
We have 6
Miller.
minutes left of this final quarter to play. Ball wrapped up. Umpire about to ball it up.
So winning the tap down there. Carnes. McConnell. Almost got one high. Right boot forward. Not quite taken. At ground level. They've got players all out. Caught in a tackle there was Clark. Just getting his kick away in time, Rowe. And across the boundary line it goes against once more. Molinaro seeing it across the line as the rain starts to pick up with 5 minutes left on the clock. It is 8-12-60 to 6-11-47. 13-point lead to Easton. South Metro are going to have to be perfect from here if they're going to pull off the win. But every second off that clock is certainly going to help Easton.
Easton's intensity has really picked up, both with their backs when the ball does get down towards South Metro's end.
Linton's kick forward. It was Rowe cleared it out. Can South Metro use this across the wing? Couldn't quite pick it up, could hoop up. Did on this second tech, run down by Linton, holding the ball. A couple of big moments for him in this last quarter. So inside 50, they go again. Out the back is Clark. Made a contest of it, got it to ground level. That time went without it. Was he slung without it? Umpire said no. Ball comes back inside 50 through Linton, and the mark is taken.
Jeez, he wrapped that round the corner, didn't he? It looked like it was going to go one way, and it went backwards.
So Caleb Houston now can put the icing on the cake. They lead by 13, 8-12-60 to 6-11-47. 3.5 minutes gone. Goal here will certainly seal the deal.
It was a beautiful mark under pressure.
So lining up, the Vermont junior makes no mistake.
Goal umpire didn't move.
You're giving the Xavier Dersner there the bow and arrow. And that is all over. 9-12-66 to 6-11-47.
With just over 3 minutes to play. Ball's back to the centre, ready for ball up.
So final few minutes in this game. Of course, the under-15 boys Division 1 game follows this. Out of the middle again, Murto. Mark taken at 70 out from home by Toby Packett. Packett in front position, bolt up. They're bouncing towards South Metro's forward half end of the ground, tried to kick it off the ground and went without it, was Morton. Plenty of easy numbers raffle this one off. Burnett down to Murto. Murto's kick intercepted. South Metro through the corridor, just taking every chance they can at this stage.
Again, Easton's got that spare loose man out the back, which has really paid off for them this half.
So towards the top of the square, and another mark and another chance for a late Eastern goal. 9-12-66 they currently lead to 6-11-47, and it'll be Lenny Morrison to have the set shot. Vice captain of the side, has won earlier on in this game, the second term. And it's a good looking kick. Clears his defender, and that's through for his second. And Easton now move out to 10-12-72 to 6-11-47.
He kept that so low too.
I think with Easton, what's happened with this fourth quarter, it's ended up stamina and endurance, and Easton are still running back to position, whereas South Metro, conversely, walking back to position. So I think it's just been a case of Easton running out Metro due to fitness.
Game of attrition.
So that'll be all she wrote here. There's 40 seconds left, so maybe one last goal left to play. South Metro use the broadcast side to get themselves back into attack. Picked up nicely off the left boot was Thompson. And towards the boundary line it goes.
Really slippery conditions out there.
That's right, 15 seconds left to play in this one. After a big win on Saturday, they'll make it 2 from 3 EFNL. And there is the siren. It's all over here in the under-15 boys Division 2 game. EFNL 10-12-72 have defeated South Metro 6-11-47. A 25-point win for Eastern. We're going to take a quick break here because we've got the Division 1 game to follow and wrapping things up for the AFL Vic Metro Junior Development Series.